I put makeup on just for this date, so it better go well. And I'm not posting this, probably, if it doesn't. It did not go well. Truthfully, it lasted less than 2 minutes. I walked up, he gave me a hug and said, "Are you hungry? Let's go inside." We went inside. He said, "Actually, can you step outside for a minute?" I stepped back outside, and he said, "I'm not trying to offend you, but I'm just not feeling it." So I walked to my car, came back home. Dating when you're fat sucks.
I was literally at a restaurant, yeah, and I could clearly tell that this guy that was sitting right there, he clearly fancied me, yeah, because he kept like, I don't know, do you know when you can tell in it? Bro, like, if you like, just talk to me, like, talk to me then, the fuck? Like, why do men never approach me? Bro, like, god damn.
She put makeup on for a date that lasted 2 minutes. He walked her outside and said he wasn't feeling it. Another one watched a girl tell a man she doesn't have a name, then call it the nastiest personality she'd ever seen. And half of men aged 18 to 25 have never approached a woman in person. Welcome back to The Modern Judge. Subscribe if you're new. Today's file explains exactly how we got here. Let's go.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but it's going to take more than women being pretty for men to approach them anymore. I keep seeing women complaining that men aren't approaching them, and as someone who used to wonder about this too, I'm going to tell you exactly what I learned and how we can fix it. Here's what I've realized. These men are exhausted. They're tired of being used for free drinks, tired of being seen as walking ATMs, tired of putting in effort only to be ghosted or given fake numbers. And listen, I get it. We've been taught that our beauty should be enough, that men should pursue us no matter what, but the reality is, we've created an environment where approaching us feels like a lose-lose situation for them. I used to think men owed me their attention just because I looked good, but here's what I learned. No one owes us anything, not their time, attention, energy, or money. But we've been programmed to think that being pretty is our main value, but then we get upset when men only see us for our looks. Think about how hypocritical that is. We want them to value our minds, but are we actually developing our personalities? We want them to see us for who we are, but do we even know who we are beyond our looks? I had to look in the mirror and ask myself some hard questions. Am I showing interest in him as a person, or just what he can provide? Am I bringing peace to his life or drama? Am I someone he'd actually want to build a legacy with? The truth is, we've made dating transactional without even realizing it. We expect men to approach, pay, pursue, while we just exist and wait to be catered to. But here's what changed everything for me. When I started focusing on what I could offer instead of what I could get, everything shifted. The relationship I have now with my fiance is proof that when you develop yourself beyond your looks, the right man will see you as a true partner. We wonder why good men seem unavailable, but maybe they're just protecting themselves from the games we don't even realize we're playing. We can't treat men like they're disposable and then wonder why they've stopped trying. Our actions have consequences, but recognizing this is the first step to actually making a change. If we want men to approach us, we need to show them we're worth the risk. Let's start being the women who inspire men to step up, not the ones who make them want to give up.
She said the thing out loud that most people in this niche spend entire channels avoiding. Nobody owes you attention because you exist. She said it, took accountability, changed the behavior, found her person. That is not a complicated formula. It is just the one that requires the most honesty to start.
What's so annoying is the guy that you want to come up to you is not going to come up to you when you're out and about with the girls. He's not. It's always those weird, ego-driven, symbolic energy men that come up to you, and the second you reject them, they will spit some nasty comment, and it is comical. I always say, like, don't go out for the boys. You go out for the girls, because the guy you want, the guy you might want to see at the bar, he's not going to be there. And even if he is there, most likely he's not going to come up to you because he wants to be polite. He doesn't want to interrupt your dinner. Maybe he's shy, like, you know, he's afraid of being rejected. But these little guys, and I'm saying little not necessarily in size, but little in their brain, will come up and they will be so freaking persistent. The second you say no, they show their true colors. Now that I've been going out sober, it's like you see it through a completely different lens, and it's great. It's honestly like watching a movie, seeing how people behave when they are intoxicated and you are completely sober, yet they have no idea. Okay, down the hatchet we go.
She described both men accurately. The one who approaches, she doesn't want. The one she wants won't approach. And the reason the one she wants won't approach is exactly what she described. He's polite. He doesn't want to interrupt. He doesn't want to risk it publicly. He is the man she wants precisely because he has the self-awareness to not do the things she is frustrated he isn't doing.
Question for the men. Why is it that you guys don't seem to approach women in public anymore? I feel like back in the 90s and maybe even 2000s, it was so common for men to come up to women and, ask them out on a date or ask for their numbers and stuff, but it seems to not be a thing anymore. Why is that?
I was out with the most beautiful girl the other night, gorgeous. And she's not intimidating. And she's smiley and blah, blah, blah. And literally, no guys approached us. None.
When I have a kid, when I'm older, a daughter, I want her to be approached. One day, when she's old enough. I also want my future son to approach. So I just hate the shift, the world, the narrative.
I feel like it's so rare that men shoot their shot in public anymore, or even just say hi like a normal human being. I feel like men are so intimidated now and hiding behind social media. They don't know how to talk to girls in real life anymore. And the ones that do are the freaks, and they be approaching you in the weirdest ways.
Guys, I just went out with my brother and our two guy friends, and I was the only girl. And honestly, for the first time ever, I kind of witnessed the negative energy and the nastiness of certain girls, which is weird because I'm not like that. If a guy approaches you, first of all, we need to respect the fact and understand how hard it is to approach women, how much it takes to actually approach someone. It takes a lot of balls. And whenever a guy has approached me, even if I'm not interested, I always show up with kindness, because first of all, that took balls, and second of all, it all depends on how you approach me, right? And your attitude and your energy. And I just feel I really saw a lot of girls really just be nasty straight up. I had some girl who was actually pretty, but her personality was whack, because she was over here I don't have a name. We don't have a name. Ew, that's so that just gave me the ick. That's nasty personality. You can be pretty, but if your personality is like that, automatic no. That was so weird. I literally witnessed that, and I was like, ain't no way you're being I don't have a name. I don't have a name. Be nice. Be nice, okay? Sometimes guys just want to compliment you and tell you that you look good and walk away. It's never that deep. It's never that creepy. Let a guy talk to you for a minute and hear them out. I've always just been respectful, being I'm not interested, but really appreciate it. And that's it. Don't ever be that girl. If you see this, you were something else. Also, this was at Yucca Bar, so if you see this, yeah, that was not cute of you. Bye.
She was on the other side of it for one night, and it changed her perspective completely. That girl who said, I don't have a name, she's been doing that to men who worked up the courage to walk over, did it in front of other people, felt powerful doing it. And the man who walked away from that exchange updated his decision about whether to approach the next woman. That one interaction, multiplied across thousands of bars, is part of why the statistic at 940 exists.
In the age of clips, captions, and instant outrage, one misunderstanding can cost a man everything. Caution isn't fear. It's survival in a culture that rewards accusations more than truth.
So I saw this study that almost half of men aged 18 to 25 have never approached a woman in person. And let me tell you, that was literally the most disheartening statistic as someone who's in that age group and who just deleted all her dating apps because she wants to meet someone in real life. I really do not want to hear any more shit about a male loneliness epidemic when half of men my age aren't even attempting to talk to a woman in real life. I completely understand the fear of rejection and everything. It's hard out here to just go up and talk to someone you don't even know. but I feel like our dependence on like online stuff, dating apps, Instagram, whatever, has kind of made it so that no one talks to anyone anymore in real life. Because why risk rejection in person when the most you could do is like, I don't know, slide into their Instagram DMs, and then if they say no, that's it. Like, you don't have to see them again, you know? You don't have to face that rejection in real life. Also, that people are gonna say, it's 2023, like, why doesn't the woman just approach a man? That is completely fine. I have done that before. I have been the one in my past 2 relationships to, like, pursue, I guess, the man first. But sometimes a girl just wants to be asked out, you know? Like, if you're looking cute, you want someone to be like, hey, like, I think you're really pretty. Can I get your number or something? So, I don't know. I guess this is a message for guys. If you're watching this, like, don't feel super afraid to ask a woman out or like say something. It doesn't have to be anything big. Like, you just say, I think you're really pretty. Can I have your number? If she says no, respectfully move on. The fear of rejection that people have is really deterring them from ever saying anything to anybody now, especially because it's so easy to be like, oh, I could just like look them up on Instagram later and like say something or like their story, which doesn't mean anything. So yeah, I guess this is your sign to talk to somebody today. If you think they're cute, just say something.
She said it clearly and without cruelty. Half of men her age have never walked up to a woman. She deleted the apps. She wants the real thing. And her message to men, just say something, is the most straightforward advice delivered in this entire video. The problem is the men who need to hear it have already decided the risk isn't worth it. And the girl at the bar who said I don't have a name is part of the reason they made that decision.
All right, I'm going to say it. Some of y'all aren't going to like it. Doesn't make it any less true. Here we go. A lot of really good men are leaving marriages. Why is that? Is it because they fell out of love, or is it something else? A lot of what we're seeing now is men leaving marriages, not because they've fallen out of love, but because they feel unappreciated within that marriage. Now, these guys, they work all day, they provide, they make sure you're safe, they make sure you're taken care of. What do they get in return? A lot of them are getting criticism for what they didn't do, as opposed to the thankfulness for what they did. Men are not like women. They don't need a big show of affection. They don't need a parade. They don't need constant gifts. But what they do need is appreciation, gratitude, respect. What they want to hear is that the person they're working so hard for, or the family that they're working so hard for, to say, we appreciate all that hard work you're putting in. We see you. When a man feels unappreciated at home, doesn't matter how much he loves you, at a certain point, he can't keep continuing to pour from an empty cup. He's going to stop trying to pour into a cup that's continually empty. He's also going to stop pouring into a cup that constantly is looked at as half full.
He described the exit that nobody sees coming. Not a dramatic fight. Not cheating, not falling out of love, just one unreturned effort at a time until the man who used to try everything quietly stops trying anything. The woman notices a silence before she notices the cause. By the time she notices the cause, he has already been pouring from an empty cup for longer than she knows. Today's file had the 2-minute date that ended in the parking lot, the man at the restaurant who kept looking and never moved, the woman who took accountability and found her person, the girl who said I don't have a name, and the invisible damage that moment did, the half of men under 25 who have never said hello, and the man leaving a marriage not because the love ran out, but because the appreciation did. The modern judge has one final note. The approach didn't die because men became weak. It died one I don't have a name at a time. See you in the next one.